Hello everyone, it's Susan Guess again with another edition of Wow Makers. And today we have two superstars from the McCracken County Clerk's Office. So we have the clerk, Jamie Husky, and we have the election supervisor, Deronda Tyler. So welcome to you both. Thanks for coming today.
Thank you for having us.
So I guess every season's a busy season, but I want to say I told Jamie that I can't imagine anyone in McCracken County who hasn't visited the basement to pay our car taxes. But I've always had an amazing experience because you have an amazing staff. So we appreciate all that you and your team do.
Well, thank you for the kind words.
Absolutely.
We certainly strive for customer service.
So one thing I wanted to talk to you about today is election season is coming up. So I know people have questions. I know I have them, and I don't know the answer. So I thought maybe we'd do that. So when is election day?
November 7th.
November 7th. So is it too late for someone to register if they haven't registered?
It's not. They have until October the 4th. No, October the 10th at 4 p.m.
Okay, so they come to the clerk's office
They can
to
come
do
to the
that?
clerk's office. They can get online at govoteky.gov. They can call 270-444-4702 and request for us to mail them a card in the mail as long as they have it returned back to us by that deadline.
All right. So what about if someone is going to be out of town on election day?
I'm going to let Deronda, my election supervisor, handle that question.
All right.
So if someone is going to be out of town and they know for sure that they're not going to be there on election day, we have several options for someone to come in and vote. We have a absentee voting, which starts on October 25th and runs through November 1st. That's where you can walk into the office and actually come in and vote. You can also, if you're going to be out of town and you want it mailed to you, we are doing absentee by mail, which the portal will open on September 23rd. So if you are overseas, if you are out of town and going to be out of the country, whatever the case may be, on starting September 23rd, you can go to the portal and request absentee. You can also call us, and we're more than happy to send you the request for the absentee ballot. But if those that are going to be out of town on election day, you have those early voting times also, starting on November the 2nd through the 4th, and that is the 4th, a Saturday, that I will be at work on a Saturday to walk in early and vote. So there's several type of options you can use if you know you're going to be out of town on election day.
So do you have to have certain reasons to not vote?
Yes.
To say you're out of town?
Yes.
Is there certain rules
the
for that?
absentee walk-in vote is basically, it has to be excused. It's called excused early voting starting at October 25th through November 1st. And one of the excuses is you're going to be out of town, you're not in the county at all. If you work, any excuse that you were not able to vote early during the early voting, November the 2nd through the 4th, if you're not able to attend that portion of voting, you can do the October 25th through November 1st voting.
So when's election day again?
November 7th.
Okay, so it's November 7th. Say November 6th, you find out you have to go out of town. Is there a deadline for when
There is.
Okay.
So that cutoff period is cut off at that point. So if you miss the early voting, your only option would be to appear on election day. But there's no other option other than that. So the 4th, let's say that would be the final day. The portal does open the 23rd of September, but it closes on October the 24th to request a mail ballot, anything like that. But if you miss the excused voting, you can also do the early voting. If you miss both the excused and the early, your only option would be election day.
Well, and that's a great part because from when I had the privilege of voting for the first time, it was only an election day. And then election day, what are those hours?
6 to 6.
6 to 6.
And I do want to add, too, we'll have a vote center at the McCracken County Courthouse where anybody in the county can come and vote at the vote center.
Okay, so you don't necessarily have to go
to your designated precinct location.
So where is that again?
At the McCracken County Courthouse from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Well, that's cool. So if you're downtown, like I vote in Reedland, but if that day it's more easy for me to do that, I can come over to the courthouse.
And something I started last election, and it seemed to work, and we're going to try again this election, is, we always have poll workers, but last election we closed our entire office all day, and we sent one employee to rotate between voting locations to help with questions, that just to let voters know that someone's there if they need help.
Well, and we want to give a shout out to those poll voters because I see the same ones a lot of times. and they're giving up their time
Yes.
for democracy, and so we appreciate that.
They have, I think they'd be there at 5, and that it's usually a 7:30, 8 o'clock night for them.
And they have to do training, I assume, ahead of time.
Yes, they do.
So,
They do.
so it is a commitment of their time. So, why county clerk's office? What do you love most about working in the county clerk's office? Jamie, you go first.
I love serving people. I love helping. I've been there a long time, since 1995, and I've grown up there, and I love being able to help people.
That's great. What about you, Deronda?
I love helping people as well. I've been there 20 years. I was on the line for 19 and just started elections a year ago. But I've actually worked elections during the election only process. But of course, when I got over there full time, it's a little deeper than I imagined. But it worked out great. And I love serving people. I love helping people. I am a customer service person. I just love the energy you get when you walk in with somebody with a smile.
Well, and you know, I mentioned taxes, but you do some fun things too, Pete. You know, what are some of the other things? One is if you're getting married,
Marriage
you get your marriage license
yes,
there.
and I love to see people come in and get their marriage license, and I love to see their families out in the hallway taking pictures. It's an exciting day for them, and we like to try to be positive right before they
Celebrate with them.
Yes, and we do marriage license. We record deeds, voter registration. We collect delinquent real estate taxes, dealer, motor vehicle dealer. They bring their work into us. We record power of attorneys, DD 214s, which is when someone leaves the military, they get their discharge papers.
Wow.
We record them in our office at free of charge. That way, if somebody ever needs a copy for like Social Security, they need a certified copy, then we always certify that we had the original, which is huge because, you know, when you get out of the military, you might not need it again for 40 or 50 years, and if it's lost in a fire or anything, then we can always say we gave you a certified copy, and we certify it for Social Security, Medicare, all kinds of things.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Now, I hear sometimes people get confused, the county clerk with the circuit clerk, but those are very different offices,
Yes,
right?
circuit has to do with court, and when we don't have anything to do with court.
So you're providing services to
Yes.
citizens of McCracken
Right, we
County.
can't make laws, we can't change laws. We are there to do our jobs and wait on our customers.
Now, something new you've started since you've been clerk is you are getting out in the community.
I
Tell us
am.
about that.
Well, we're doing several voter registration drives, or they're in progress to be scheduled, and we're doing some informational sessions. Deronda went and taught a class last year on actually how to fill out a ballot to a ladies group. We're a drop-off point for PCM until November 21st. We take the food over there every 2 weeks. We're just willing to help any way we can.
So when you talk about the ballots, what is one thing that maybe confuses people the most about the ballots?
The main thing about confusing people is in a primary, because primary, you know, is party specific. And a lot of people kind of don't understand that if they're a registered independent, that they cannot vote that ballot unless there is a nonpartisan race on that. And also in the general, what gets most confusing is if you vote a Democratic ballot in the primary, and then if you choose not to vote the nonpartisan, or if you're in the general and you vote straight party ticket, where you do a straight party, whatever the case may be, then they don't realize that you have to go back and still vote for those nonpartisan races, because they're not included. And say if you do vote straight party ticket, and let's say in the primary you vote Democrat or Republican, but you want to basically in the general vote for a Democratic, you can always jump over. You don't have to have that straight party. You can always go and vote for who you want.
Yes.
So even in the general, if you choose straight party, remember that you can always vote for who you would like to vote for.
Yes.
In the
yes.
general.
And if people have questions that day, there are people there to help them answer them.
Yes.
There are. What I've seen the most questions about, and Deronda will see more questions than I do because she's over that department. But what I've seen the most questions about is people think that they're registered one way because they don't really vote in primaries; they only vote in general elections. So in the general, you can vote for whomever. So they'll come. So if they decide to vote in a primary 1 year and they haven't done it in years, they think they're registered a different way.
So if somebody is registered one party and they want to switch to the other, I assume there's a deadline for that?
October.
do it.
There's a deadline for December 31st to change your party.
is it?
So if I was to change my party, I would have to do it before December 31st because you want to do it before the primary.
Yes.
So anytime before December 31st, anyone can change their party. If you do it right beginning of January, you will not be able to, ineligible for that primary. So it has to be changed by December 31st of each year.
Wow, lots of details in the county clerk's office. So we appreciate, first of all, you're a customer of Paducah Bank, the clerk's office, but also the work that you do every day.
Thank you.
Sometimes people don't realize all that's involved, and it is a lot of details.
It
and you take
is.
care of every citizen, basically, in McCracken
But
County.
I have a wonderful staff that helps me do that. I cannot praise them enough.
Well, you two are wow makers. Jamie and Deronda wow the world every day at the McCracken County Clerk's Office. So thanks for visiting with us today.
Thank you for
And be
having
sure
us.
to say hello to them the next time you're at the courthouse.